Okay, hey, we back at it. Okay, hey guys, welcome back to my channel. They got us out here, dorms closed, and yeah, we're here. Nice. Want to talk about get vulnerable? Oh shit, get vulnerable about how the fuck did I get in the shelter. If I give y'all the full story, we'll be here for the whole month. I'm telling y'all, we'll be here for 2 days. I'm gonna keep it a little short. I'm gonna just talk about the last the last straw that got me here in the first place. And I'm being vulnerable with y'all, so I'll just tell y'all the last part. Like, this is not my first time I've been homeless. This is like my first time being at the shelter. I've slept outside before, well, in 2 occasions. So I slept outside around September, and then I slept outside around December. Anyway, so it was one December in 2024. It was a December afternoon, and mid-December, I was working a job at this time for Google specifically, and I was already having like issues with Google. I was working through a third-party company, so a temp service job or company through Google, whatever. So at the time, I had multiple issues where the job was, doing wage theft. They were shortening my checks. They wasn't paying me my hours that I was working, all that stuff. So, working a job. This is the point. I was already having issues with the family that I don't even claim them. Like, I'm not that healed enough, to forgive the people that that was supposed to be my family, supposed to protect me, supposed to have my back, all of that other stuff. I don't have no respect for them. I don't want to claim them. I'm my own person, shit, damn near shit. I just fell from the sky, for real. I don't know how I got here. I don't claim the parents. I don't contact them. All of that, the whole family, bitch. I cut them off. Around this time, I was living with the mom. And always, I never had a good relationship with the mother. Unfortunately, she is the mother that birthed me, sadly. Damn. Like, anyway, but I've always had conflicts with my mom. I never had a good relationship with her. I did same with the sisters that I had, all of that. So yeah, I was going through conflict like always with the mom. And this one day, after she kicked me out some months ago, I had my stuff left in the porch from when I got kicked out. So I was putting my stuff up. I was already getting ready to leave, already planning my escape, for real. I'm dead ass. But anyway, I was already planning it, and I came downstairs from my room, taking clothes from my room to put it in my bin because I was getting ready to leave. I didn't know where I was gonna go or anything, but I just know I wanted to leave. So when I get downstairs, I notice there's a camera on the mom's desk and it's recording. And I found that so fucking weird. I found it weird. So, I caught them trying to record me, whatever. So hours later, they were gone at the point. I don't know what they were doing. They were gone doing something. I was at home. And hours later when they came back home, the mom had told me I need to leave the house. She don't trust me being in a house. I'm just like, all right. I had less than a day notice, whatever. So after she told me, I said cool. I called the cops because I felt I didn't trust myself leaving without the cops being there, or without some type of because them family they're snakes for real. They are grimy. But anyway, so I went upstairs after she told me I had to leave. Went upstairs, packed my stuff. I made sure I called the cops, and I had booked an extended stay that I had in my town where I live, or close by, whatever. So I waited in my room until the cops came. And when they came, I had went by the door to tell them what was going on. And of course, the mom being a snake, having that fake mask, trying to portray that she's the perfect mother, she ain't do nothing wrong to the cops. But I basically told them, like, I have important paperwork, I have important stuff in my bin and stuff that I need help escorted out, whatever. So the cops came in. I had the cops come in that nasty, dirty ass house that I know y'all fucking seen. Came into the house to see the real. Yeah, they some nasty bitches. Anyway, I had the cops come in the home to stuff outside. I had called an Uber, so the Uber wasn't there yet, but I was taking the remainder of the stuff in my room and on the porch outside. And the cops, they were there. And I remember, when the cops first came, I love my dog Smokey. I wanted to take him so bad with me, bruh. And just to, the cops that came to see the living conditions that my dog was living in, like, they shouldn't had my dog stay with them, whatever. But maybe it's for the better, whatever. So so when the cops first came, they were I have a younger sister. She was taunting my dog while in front of the cops. They was trying to get me to react. You know how narcissists, toxic people do, trying to get you to react to make you seem like you the bad person, or that you unstable, you're not right, whatever. That's what they were trying to do. So anyway, my lift came. I had loaded up my stuff in the lift, and I had made sure, I got every last thing that I took with me, and I left the rest of the stuff that I didn't want in my room, in that room. Got the hotel, got my room and key. I transferred everything that I had from the home to the hotel. And I had booked it for a week originally. Now, my plan was that I was steady going to work the Google job that I had while still being in the hotel, but again, they had shortened and cut in my check again, wage stuff again, to where I just quit. Hi.
How you doing? Hey, kid.
Hi.
I'd have been happy I had a job. For Christ's sake, lean, mean, and hungry been my theme song for a whole minute. But that ain't your fault. But
right.
For real, if you got a job, try and hold on to it. They're hard to come by right now. And people suck.
I agree. I was going to still work my job while staying in the hotel, but I had to end up quitting. I ended up walking away from the job because, again, they shortened my check again. And so I stayed at the hotel for about over a week and a half, something like that. And let me tell you, when I moved into the hotel for that that period, a week and a half or so, my eyes, I was glowing, bruh. Even though I was crying, due to, just the unexpected, transition that I had to go through in less than, a day notice. That hurt me a little bit. I wasn't expecting that or at all. But I've been, trying to plan my moves to get away from them people a long time ago. But, it just hadn't ended up like that way. So anyway, I'm at the hotel, and I tell you, that was the most peace, the most glowing, the most light I felt in so fucking long. When I was in the hotel, I'm not gonna lie, I felt it was good. I mean, I was still, still processing what I just went through. and all that other stuff. But yeah, I enjoyed my time at the hotel, but unfortunately it had to shorten due to, you know, them playing with my checks again. And, you know, I didn't have enough money to, you know, book another week or so or whatnot, because I also quit that job too. So, you know, the last day of my hotel, I had, you know, checked out, and I had waited in the lobby because I literally did not know what the fuck I was gonna do. So correction, so when I was in the hotel, you know, I was also applying for jobs, and I also hit up I have an older sister as well, you know. I also hit up, you know, my older sister to see if I can stay with her probably for a month so I can get, you know, another job, stack some money up, and then go back to living at the hotel. But turns out, unfortunately, she didn't help me. She declined, whatever. So the day of when I checked out, I literally did not know what to do. I literally checked out, and I had sat in the lobby for 3 hours.
Hey,
Oh, that's, huh?
I want to buy it from the
My water thing? $5. Oh, anyway. I just lost the train of thought, bruh. But anyway, so I was in the lobby for...
That one actually knows how to work. You actually know how to care about yourself. I'm sorry, the bohangriest inside. Dude, I'm trying to get a fucking bus ticket out of town. And the bohangriest in here didn't give enough of a fuck to tell me anything. Damn. Oh, you guys can't be in here. No, you're just a fat gluttonous sloth, which is okay because Nancy ruined the fucking country. Really, it is. And yes, I can pass the drug test. Don't think for half a second I can.
Okay. Hope you get your bus pass.
Oh, fuck, I don't need a bus pass.
Oh.
I need about $1,000 so I can get my driver's license back. So I can get my driver's license back. And the only reason I ain't got that, kiddo, only reason I ain't got a driver's license is because I got starved to death to the point that I couldn't afford to pay my car insurance. I don't even need a physical for another year, and I got a hazmat endorsement. I mean, how fucking retarded is this?
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah. Gas is $5 a gallon. Gas is $5 a gallon.
Right.
I stopped Deepwater Horizon with a goddamn shovel. I don't know if you've ever seen that movie.
No. I haven't.
True, watch it sometime. It's where they blew a drilling rig up in the middle of the ocean because nobody listened to their hands. I watched the drilling company go broke because nobody listened to the tool pusher.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry you weren't broke, WW. You wouldn't listen to tool pushers. I was tool pusher.
You got this.
You have a good one, kid.
You too. Damn. Child, I'm leaving that in there too. But anyway, so I was in the lobby for 3 hours trying to figure out what I wanted to do. Like, I didn't want to go back to the family, the mom house, whatever, because, you know, I feel like they, you know, they already shown themselves. They don't love me. They never supported me. They always hated me. They always wanted out bad for me. Like, I was just contemplating a lot on what I wanted to do or where the fuck could I go. I didn't know where the fuck I was going. I even hit up an I'm gonna start crying. Anyways, I even hit up, you know, the Airbnb, an Airbnb person that I really wanted to, you know, to stay at their spot when I did have, you know, the financial income. But, you know, after, you know, the hours of waiting, it was a nice lady that helped me out at the front desk of the hotel. She gave me the number to a Z-Trip, and, you know, I called that, well, she called the Z-Trip for me, and, you know, I took the Z-Trip back to the mom's house. Now, when I got there, I tried to use the old key that I had when I left, but she changed the locks. So I just had all my stuff just sitting on the front porch, trying to get in. And so, hold on, I'm trying to think. So I think I messaged them, seeing where they were at, whatever. It took them like 30 minutes or so to pull up. And when the fucking mom arrived, she talking about, did you call your dad? Why the fuck will I call that nigga? Really? Like, anyway, I don't know what she was talking about. She talking about she didn't, when she pulled up, that she didn't trust me being in the house or whatever. Blah, blah, blase, blase. So after that, I just cut her off and moved to, just started walking in, and I started knocking at, at most of the neighbors' house, probably 2, but none of them answered, none of them went to the door or whatever. So I went back and sat on the fucking mom's porch and just trying to contemplate where the fuck I'ma go. So then thankfully, shout out to the next door neighbor, Daryl, and his family for helping me when I couldn't I didn't even know where my next move was coming from or where I was going. So after I walked to the neighbor's house and they didn't answer, and I was sitting down on the porch. Damn, I was sitting on the porch trying to figure out what the fuck I wanted to do. Fuck. And then luckily he came out like minutes after, and I told him that I needed a place to stay. The mom kicked me out again. He was the same guy that helped me the first time I got kicked out. But anyway, so whatever, he let me stay the night. He let me stay in the night at his house. He gave me food and drinks and water. Him and his family. Yes, heal me the fuck. So, shout out to his family. They gave me dinner, food, and a place to stay for the night and the many other nights. Like, man, it's so crazy how a stranger can show you so much love and respect and support other than the people that you supposedly blood. It's just wild to me. But shout out to them and their family and his family. So I slept there for the day. Then the next morning, I was trying to figure out like where the fuck to go. I was trying to also find out where what my next moves was. Like, there was a job opportunity that I did come across that I did have an interview for or whatever. That was for the next day. But yeah, so that day, I was pretty much just trying to figure out where to go or what to do. But anyway, so the next, what was it? So after the night, so the next day, the morning after I spent the night at the next door neighbor house, I went next door because the mother, she has a work from home job, so she was at home anyway. So I grabbed some clothes from my bin, and I asked the mom, we just gonna call her karmic mom, that I don't even want to claim her as my mom at all. Anyway, the karmic mom, I asked her, can I take a shower at her spot, because I had a job interview, which I did. So she let me take a shower. I spent probably about 30 minutes to an hour there. I kept it really short and whatnot. But anyway, after I showered or whatever, I left. I played with Smokey, showed him some love, and I left. And then I was also trying to figure out what else to do. I'm not gonna get into all the detail. So later that night, the neighbors didn't let me stay in their house, but I just walked to the tent. They had a tent outside that was out there. So, and it was cold as fuck, bruh. Imagine it's around December. Was it December? No, I think this is January. Now this is January, the beginning of January, the new year. But it was cold as fuck. It's winter here. We have cold winters here, so I was sleeping outside in the cold in the tent. So the next day, my plan was to go to a food pantry spot that I used to go to. I was going to early in the morning around 7. I woke up early and I was going to go to the shelter, not the shelter, but I was going to the food pantry that I used to go to, when I was staying at the karmic mom house. My bad. And my plan was just going to go there and see if those ladies can maybe find some programs or have a bed or something. I was just trying to do every which way, trying to find every options or opportunity I could get So I wouldn't, my thing was I stopped really trying to depend on the karmics, because, in that moment, obviously there's multiple other reasons and situations that, I seen or that I had to go through or went through, that showed me this family or these people do not fuck with me. They don't really love me. So, I'll try to stop depending on them. And, I was looking at the food pantry place to see if they could have something and whatnot. So literally on my way, I'm walking to the shelter. This is probably like 8 a.m. I'm walking to the shelter, and was it snowing? I don't know if it was snowing at this point. I don't know. Maybe it was sprinkling. I don't know. But I was walking, and, I stopped in my tracks because I had a cousin that stayed probably like a couple blocks away from the karmic mom house. So I stopped, and I'm like, oh, let me try my cousin. So, I went and I knocked, and she finally answered, and I told her the situation, like, yeah, my mom kicked me out, and can I stay here for, I don't know if I said a day or so, I don't know. But anyway, she let me in, and, we talked a little bit, and then I went to sleep for the rest, I went to sleep. So then when I woke up, and I got situated, I told her that I had a job interview, and I've been applying for jobs, and that I wanted to go to another temp agency job that they had. I think they were doing walk-ins or open interviews or something. So I wanted to do that. So whatever, me and the cousin was chatting it up, I was kind of telling her what I was going through or what I dealt with, whatever. Bad idea. And she gave me some night clothes, and she took me to get the rest of my stuff. Tell me why when I got, so I've been going to that. So the morning when I left to walk to the food pantry place, I had left all of my stuff in like kind of like this alley. Like it's right by how the karmic mom is. The karmic mom house is right here. There's a big ass yard, and then there's like an alley right here, and then the next door neighbor's tent is like right here. So I left my stuff outside in the alley. It was kind of out in the open for the whole day, and I didn't get my stuff till like late at night. She took me to get my stuff late at night, and when I went to get my stuff, tell me why somebody dumped my fucking earrings on the fucking ground. Like, who does that? Like, what? Anyway, so I had gathered all of my materials, my bins and stuff, and I loaded it up to her car, and I unloaded it in her garage. So then I was so fucking tired, like so then the day end, I was supposed to go to an interview, the walk-in interview the next morning, but I was so fucking tired, I did not go. I told the cousin that can I go later or tomorrow. Like, I just did not feel like moving. I was so fucking tired and drained. So the next day I'm resting. She had something to do early in the morning, but then I was just asleep. I was resting, sleeping, and she came home I think in the evening, and she woke me up to a call, and the call was her daughter and my mom on three-way. And I'm just like, what the hell? What is going on? Like, they were basically saying, the daughter was like, you told my mom you only staying for a day. You only need to stay for a day. So it's been a day and you need to get out. And you didn't go to the job interview, whatever. You need to get out, whatever. And my mom was on the three-way line. So they were going back and forth. And I'm just like, oh my God, like, what the fuck? Like, no fucking peace. Hold on, I need a fucking moment, bruh. I'm so fucking glad. But anyway, so they on the three-way with me, just going back and forth, and I'm just like, what the fuck ever? Like, why are y'all the daughter stay in a whole different state. The mom, why she just kicked me out? She didn't oh wait, mind you, matter of fact, hold on, let me fast forward. So after I had washed myself to change, when I had the job interview, when I asked the karmic mom to let me shower. So after I got, dressed and everything, and I left her house, I then sat on her on her front porch and still contemplating where the fuck I'ma go. And I asked this lady one last time, can I come in? She declined. Whatever. So while they're on the phone, I'm confused why the karmic mom is even here. Like, why is she even talking? Like, she the one who didn't want me to stay. She the one who kicked me out. She the one who declined when I asked. So why is she still, like, why is she bothering me? Anyway, bruh, so they was trying to kick me out, and it was snowing. So it was snowing that night. So I was just scared. Like, my nervous system was shocked. Like, I was just so shocked and just confused and scared. The daughter stayed in a whole different state, asking me to get out of her mom's house. The mom didn't tell me I could leave, or she didn't say anything. Nobody that lived there was complaining that I was there. They didn't say anything bad about me being there or nothing. So I just didn't know where them being on the phone trying to get me out of the house is coming from. Anyway, whatever, that gets situated, whatever. I still stayed at the cousin's house, whatever. And now, you know, the next day I had her take me to, you know, another job interview. Boom, they were closed, and I had her take me to another job interview. I put in my application, and they told me that they were going to reach me when they have positions open. So then, you know, I was still staying with the cousin probably for like a week, and I was still applying for jobs and everything, and none of them would not come through. I got declined. I didn't get no answer. So basically that. So then I stayed in there for like a week or so, and you know, obviously I'm doing my stuff. I'm picking up after myself. I'm cleaning after myself, washing my dishes, washing the bath, making sure the room that I was at is picked up and nice and straight, whatever. So then one evening, the cousin called me downstairs, and she had the phone. She's on the phone again with the daughter, and it's another cousin. It's a cousin. And basically, the daughter is saying that I need to get out. I need tomorrow morning I need to leave. I need to get all my stuff and get out the house, whatever, blase stuff like that. So again, I had another short notice to figure what the fuck I'ma do. Anyway, so I'm trying to figure out in another short notice. They called around like 6 p.m., 7 p.m. ish. But anyway, you know, I was trying to figure out where the fuck else I'ma go. I didn't have no other plans, no other options of where I could go, or no other options, or no place to go. Like, I literally thought I was just gonna sleep outside again. Like, I mean, that's the only thing I could think of. So that whole night, you know, I'm trying to figure out what the fuck to do. And luckily, thank God, shout out to my cousin Tiffany. She helped me on this way. But, you know, so she gave me her number to contact her so she can, you know, help me find somewhere to stay, whatever. And I could not sleep. Like, that whole rest of the night / morning, I could not sleep, bruh. I was so fucking like anxious. I still didn't have anything planned. I did not know where the fuck to go. When I did message the cousin at the time, she didn't answer at that moment. So, you know, that morning I was trying to, like, early in the morning, you know, I kept waking. I could not sleep. Like, it was like 4 or 5 in the morning. You know, I was trying to talk to the cousin to see if she'll let me stay for, you know, another day until I get this job, or a job opportunity come through, whatever. You know, she declined. Boom. So later that morning, you know, my cousin had texted me, oh yeah, you can. It's, you know, the shelter that I'm currently staying at, they got a bed, you know, just give them your name, whatever, and yeah, you'll have a place to stay, whatever. So I don't know how shelters work. This is my first time being in a shelter or dealing with shelter stuff, so I did not know how they work. So in the morning, you know, I grabbed all my stuff. The cousin helping me bag it, and, you know, she loads it in her car. Bro, I tell you, that lady, The cousin had on a fucking hoodie that I had on in my bin. Bruh, this family. Anyway, so we loading up, you know, we going to she dropping me off at the shelter, and you know, I had three bags in my purse. Is that what I had? Yeah, I had like not garbage bags, but like grocery bags, like 3 grocery bags and like my purse and stuff. Yeah, I'm good.
Beautiful black person.
Oh, thank you. Trash bags, whatever, in the back of her car. And when she drove, you know, she gave me $20, bruh. And just how her energy was. Oh, it was so arrogant, bruh. And made, like, right now, you know, obviously I'm not in a predicament, you know, to, I guess, pop out and, you know, whatever, you know. But anyways, so when she dropped me off and she told me to grab my stuff. So I grabbed my stuff and she immediately left. She ain't wait nothing. She immediately left after I grabbed my stuff. I ain't even make it to the door yet before she left. So I came in and, you know, I asked them, is there a bed available for, you know, my name?
So beautiful.
Thank you.
You did. I like this girl.
Aww.
I don't like.
Child. I'm telling y'all. While I was getting vulnerable, trying to cry and shit, well, that lit me up. Made my mood better, I guess. Thank you. So anyway, I didn't get the bed immediately or anything, so I had to wait in like the lobby area probably for an hour. Luckily, I got there kind of like at a decent time, because I guess even with the people that don't have a bed there, they still offer lunch. So good thing I came. I think it was around like 9 or 10ish, and they have lunch at 11. So shout out to one of the staff members, Miss Kelly. She was a good heart and very kind, and offered me lunch when I got here, and then she showed me around, gave me a tour and everything, showed me the rules and gave me a bed, and you know, she was a very sweetheart. So blessings to her, you know, for, you know, being a genuine ass person. But anyway, you know, as I was saying, when a cousin, it felt like the energy that I felt when a cousin dropped me off, like she was stunting on me. I'm not gonna lie. And you know, she took my hoodie. I had a fucking burgundy crop top hoodie that I had in my bin, that somehow she took, and she wore that hoe the day she dropped me off. Bruh, I swear. I'm so glad, you know, now. I mean, I'm still processing on like me still having to be at the shelter, but literally I didn't have, you know, I'm cooked. My whole fucking family is grimy. They're dirty. They're slow. They're stupid. Like, I didn't have no help, no support. So this was like my only way, my only, you know, opportunity. And luckily I was able to get a bed, and I didn't have to sleep outside, or I didn't have to worry about if I'm gonna get kicked out again, or I didn't have to worry about these people betraying me or all of that other stuff. So even though, you know, I'm at the shelter, this is like, you know, I'm rebuilding my life from ground up again. And you know, I'm still struggling, processing, you know, that just all the horrible things I went through just within the last couple months. I mean, it got me here. I mean, it's the most stable and peace that, you know, I had all my life. You know, I didn't have the luxury of having nice parents or nice family that, you know, would support me, that didn't see me as, you know, negative or bad, or didn't tarnish my name or all of that other stuff, you know. So I didn't have no opportunity, and luckily I'm me. I have a strong mind, you know. I have goals, you know. I've always been independent to where I was gonna get it. I'm used to getting it my own anyway. So you know, yeah, that's how it's bruh. I'm telling you, I know I feel like deeply, I really, really feel like soon, not sooner, one day that, you know, everything that I went through, especially just within the last 3 years with this family, that, you know, the truth will come out of who I really am. I'm not who the whatever these karmic people, the karmic family portrayed me to be. I feel like my story will be heard one day. I feel like it's definitely a story that is inspirational and pretty fucked up, that people will get what they deserve, you know. And you know, the hardest part, you know, while going through this is these is family to me, and these people, you know, they have cars and like they living good, while literally I'm sleeping outside, or I'm broken, just bruh. But anyway, that was a vulnerable moment. It's more other reasons why I ended up here as well. But you know, this is me transitioning, me having a fresh start again. This is like my 5th fucking life, I'm telling you. I just came back from the church, whatever. But back to and you know, while now I have the time to process and think, like, bruh, I literally just supposedly role models or the adults that I grew up around, bruh, I would have been cooked. Like, luckily, bruh, I am the black sheep for a reason. If not me, then who? Luckily, even though my journey in my life have been hell and I survived a lot of unimaginable shit, but bruh, I'm still alive, which I'm grateful for. You know, I did, you know, there's been multiple times where I just wanted to end it all, like, especially during that moment. And you know, one thing while I was going through, when I had got from when I was in the hotel at the lobby to this point when I first got into the shelter, bruh, when I was going through that, I was so fucking calm, bruh. Just the growth that I seen in myself. When the first time I got kicked out, you know, I was in distraught, I was distressed, you know, I was unhappy, I was sad, crying, mad, I was all of those things. And when I kind of had to experience that thing again, from me having to leave the hotel, bruh, I was a lot mature and grown, definitely in my emotions, than when I experienced it the first time. So, you know, just the growth, you know, I know this is also a learning progress for me as well. And I know one day, you know, I hope one day that this all pays off, where, you know, I get my happy ending, I get my happiness, I get my fulfillment of life, of everything that I worked hard for, that, you know, that I get it. But anyway, yeah, that is, you know, part of my story, bitch. That is not, this is like the second, this is not the second, but like I said, this is my like 5th life of starting over, no lie, of starting from ground zero. This is like my 5th time, bro. You know, and me, like, just thinking about it, like, it's, you know, I just hope that this time is worth it. I do feel like it's worth it now that I'm not around the ops. That I'm not around people that wanted to see me struggle, wanted to see me hurt, wanted to see me just drugged up, wanted to see me dead, all of that. I didn't have no role models, no good role models, no. It's just me. Boy, one of one for real. One versus many for real. I survived a lot of shit. I don't want to fucking cry, but bro, I'm just glad now I don't have to just deal with those type of issues anymore. Now I have some type of peace. Now I'm just away. I'm just so grateful. So I don't know what's to come out of this, you know. I'm still pushing forward, even, you know, with the little that I do have or with what I have. But and this is not the start. That was probably like the ending of how I ended up here. Like, I've been through a lot of shit. Eventually, slowly but surely, when I am ready and healed enough, I will, and healthy enough to tell my story, I would love to do that. But this was just like the ending, a small piece of why I am currently in where I'm at. And let me just say, hold on, I need to talk my shit right quick. I've been so quiet. I've been humbled. I've been keeping all the abuse, all the tragedy that I've been through to the chin, to the head, silently. Bruh, and I'm still here. I still can smile. I'm still recording. I'm still being consistent. I still have goals. Even when you at the shelter, it can feel like, man, is this the end? Is this it? Is this where I'm gonna be at all my life? But, you know, I'm looking at it as, you know, this is my stepping stone. This is where I needed to be. I feel like, I also believe that everything happens for a reason. Also, right, and I still didn't become an evil person. I still have a giving heart. All of that. Like, let me pop my shit. And I don't look like what the fuck I would have been, what I've been through. So I'm grateful for that. But my winning season is here. That I win so large, it passes its grip. Anyway, thank y'all for tuning in to this vulnerable, oh my God, shed a tear and everything. But anyways, thank y'all for tuning into this video. Stay tuned for the next episode to find out what's next. Bye.